Tipping in America has gotten out of control. Hey guys, Babyron20 back again, and today we're going to be talking about something that I normally don't talk about. It's another story time video. If you like these kinds of videos, leave a like on it, leave a comment below, because this has nothing to do with gaming at all. So I do apologize, but this is a big problem around where I live. It's getting worse and worse. Everywhere you go, everyone's got their hand out. Everyone's asking for a tip. Now, I'm not like a cheap guy. I don't not tip my waiter or waitress when I go to a restaurant. I'm actually a big believer in leaving a very good tip if you get great service. But there's people asking for tips everywhere, basically begging for money when they're not even really offering you a service at all. And I have like 5 different situations that have happened to me recently that's really left a sour taste in my mouth, and it makes me not even want to go out and purchase certain things because of this. So before you leave all your hate comments below, listen to this entire video, especially the last situation is actually crazy, and I've never seen nothing like it. You would almost think it's a joke, but it's not. This is real life that we're living in right now. So the first situation happened just a couple days ago. I go to the gas station, pump some gas, I go in, grab a soda or something out of the refrigerator to go pay for my things, and then the guy's like, "Hey, would you like to leave a dollar donation or whatever to this charity?" And I'm like, "No, thank you." And then he proceeds to ask, "What about this charity?" I've never seen that happen before. Usually it's a no and you move on, but he hit me with 2, and I was like, "No, good. I'm good, man. Go ahead and just like, I want to pay for my things and go. Like, this is crazy." I'm like, and he's like, "Yeah, no, man. Unfortunately, they make us do this." And I'm like, "This is crazy. What in the world?" Then, I go to Walmart, right? Go to the self-checkout. And on the self-checkout now, you have to go through these prompts to like not donate to charity. It's crazy. And just a little disclaimer, just to let you guys know, these charities that you're donating to, they might get a certain percentage of the money you're donating. They don't get all of it. And this is a big tax write-off for the company. So it's like a big scam, really, honestly. So really be careful and know where your money is going. So I never give to these type of situations, especially like when you go through like a self-checkout. It makes 0 sense at all. The next situation happened at Dairy Queen, of all places. I was in the drive-thru. I go to get Dairy Queen. This happened, I think, a month ago. And according to my friends, they're doing this all the time now. I don't know why this is a thing, but they have a tip jar right there at on the counter even when you go through the drive-thru. And if you pay with your card, it even prompts you to ask for a tip. And they're pretty like forceful about it. They're like, "Would you like to leave a tip?" And it's like, dude, we're at Dairy Queen. Like, Dairy Queen, there was never tipping at Dairy Queen before. Just last year, when I went to Dairy Queen, there was no like tipping feature, but now there is. There's like a tipping feature. And I know a lot of people say things like, "Oh, well, they don't get paid well. This is actually part of their salary." We shouldn't have to pay for their salaries. Again, when you go to a nice restaurant, or you go to a restaurant and you have a nice service with a waitress or waiter, yes, I fully believe you're supposed to tip your waiter or waitress. If you get good service, you're supposed to tip. Don't get me wrong. You can get really bad service to where they don't fill your drinks, give you refills, they never check on you, and it's like they did nothing. And in those situations, yeah, maybe you shouldn't leave a very good tip, or maybe no tip at all. But if for the most part, if you're in a restaurant and you have a good server, you should really tip them. Now, this is where it really takes the cake. We go into a coffee shop, right? We're walking down the street. We go into a coffee shop, my local coffee shop here in town. I'm not a fancy guy. I just wanted a regular coffee, and that's it. And you actually have to put your own cream and sugar in it, because they have like a little station where they give you your coffee and then you go do it yourself. So literally, I go get a regular coffee. It's black coffee. She pulls a handle. I get my coffee. She's like, "Here," she hands me a tablet, because I'm paying with my card. She's like, "It's going to ask you a few questions." No, it's only asking one question. "Would you like to leave a tip?" And it's got like dollar amounts. And it's like, what in the world? I'm already overpaying for this coffee, because you guys know when you go to these coffee shops nowadays, you're like overpaying for this coffee. And it's not a special coffee. They didn't even put whipped cream or nothing on it. It's just, all she did was pull a handle. Like, it took 0 effort. I would have poured the coffee myself if it was an option. So I did not leave a tip. I guess I'm a bad guy. I don't know. I'm not going to leave a tip because you pulled a handle and gave me a cup of coffee. an overpriced coffee. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I said, in a restaurant, I'll tip my waiters and stuff, but like this is crazy. Everywhere you go, they want a tip. Now, this last situation that I'm going to tell you is it's really going to blow your mind. Okay. And I know there's people out there that they might tip everything. They're like, oh, you want a tip? Here you go. Tell me if you would leave a tip for this. I go into an airport. I'm waiting for my flight. And, you know, I'm getting thirsty. I'm getting a little hungry. And airport situations are always kind of stressful and you feel trapped. You know, you're sitting there. You just want to get to your destination. And, you know, so I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go get a drink and maybe a bag of chips or something. So in this airport, they had like this self-serve grocery store type thing where there's nobody working there. And I was like trying to look for somebody because I wanted like some Advil or something and I didn't know where it was. And there's nobody working there. There's like nobody there. So basically you just grab your items, you go to the self-checkout, you scan it yourself, you bag it yourself, and you pay. There's no workers there. You're doing everything yourself. So I go to pay for my things, and sure enough, I shit you not, it's like asking for a tip. And I'm looking around, I'm like, who am I tipping? Who the heck am I tipping here? Am I tipping myself? Like, I did all the work. There's not even an employee there. So I'm really confused. If I were to leave a tip, who the hell's getting the tip? There's not a worker there. Is the airport getting the tip? Like, who is getting this tip? Like, why is everyone asking for money these days? It's everyone's got their hand out. And in this economy right now, everything's so super expensive. It almost feels like a slap in the face. Like they're asking for more money. And it's like, at this point, you don't even know where the money's going. It's really, really a really bad situation, especially where I live. So leave a comment below. Is this happening everywhere? Is this like a pandemic? It's just worldwide, going everywhere. Am I going crazy? Or am I just a horrible person because I feel like I should not be spending even more money and giving my money away to, I don't even know where the money's going. I don't know. Everyone's got their hand out. I think it's disgusting and it needs to stop. That's pretty much all for right now, guys. And as always, there'll be more to come shortly. Thanks again.
Want to make a donation to cancer research?
Cancer. Fine.
And still no tip for Tippy?
What? No. Why would I tip Tippy?
For processing the tips.